What is fear? The dictionary describes fear as an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. Fear can also be a feeling of superiority given to something or someone. Whichever way you look at it, fear is an emotion just like anger, shame, happiness, sadness, etc. If it is an emotion, that tells me that it can be controlled. But a lot of us have allowed fear to control our lives knowingly or unknowingly. There is a belief that fear cannot be controlled, especially if someone has accepted that they have a phobia, fear of something, either of heights, enclosed places, people, animals, water, etc. Some things we may have developed a phobia for based on an experience or a circumstance that we may or may not have had control over. Having a phobia is not the issue, but accepting the phobia and celebrating it, to me, keeps you limited to the beautiful life you will live without those phobias. A lot of times, people accept them because they don't think there is anything they can do about them. It's surprising how people can see that anger should be controlled, but they don't see that fear should too. I believe it's because we can easily see that anger not controlled can cause harm, but we don't see that fear not controlled is equally harmful. Fear not being controlled leads to panic attacks, heart palpitations, anxiety, depression, so many things that we tend not to recognize. People who are very fearful act irrationally, which can be harmful to them and others as well. Scene script. I don't know where fear is in your life. Whether the devil has gained a foothold or a stronghold, there is hope for you because there is no situation that God does not have the answer to. David said in Psalm 34:4, I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. So he had fears and the Lord delivered him from all of them. How does fear come in? What are the agents of fear? As mentioned earlier, fear is an emotion. And so when we feel threatened or in harm's way, that feeling comes. It can also come because of a phobia about something, not necessarily because one is in harm's way. This type of fear comes from built-up imaginations. For example, you have a phobia for heights. So anytime you are in a tall building, you become fearful even when there is no threat. You don't feel safe even though the place looks safe. You have a built-up imagination that you will fall from a tall building. That's why. This may be because of a story you heard about someone that fell from a height, or you have had an experience with heights that were not good, or maybe it's your first time in a tall building, or just the unknown about heights or where you're at. All these can create fear. The fear that comes because of built-up imaginations takes time to get a hold of you. You must have meditated on it for quite some time before you start to exercise fear about what you heard or experienced.